Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's Christmas. No, this is not Christmas Eve. It's a day to Christmas Eve, and Monday is going to be Christmas. I want to wish you Merry Christmas. I want to really appreciate all our followers, all our viewers on YouTube, on Facebook, and everywhere. I want to thank you very much for being with us all through the year, and as the year is wrapping up, I just pray that God that has kept us all this far will keep us beyond. Merry Christmas to you all. For those of you that believes in Christmas and those that does not believe, whichever, we believe that we are celebrating, at least the Christians are celebrating the birthday of Jesus Christ. We don't know whether it is December 25th or the 23rd, but all we know that is it's the season of Christmas, of celebration. So I want to wish you a Merry Christmas in advance and a prosperous new year. So how have you been? How is the celebration? I hope you've prepared yourself, you've killed your chicken, you've killed your cow, you've killed your fish, you've killed your whatever you, at least your whichever, or at least you've killed your, if it is what is it called, as in what you want to just kill, as in just prepare something and celebrate. It's about the season and the joy of celebration. It's not about just how elaborate or expensive things you're spending for this season. So, and today I'm not here alone. Again, today I have my amazing sister here. I have Mommy Avalon, Mommy of Nation. She's here to join me today. How are you doing, Mommy? It's been a while. She's let me tell you, let me tell you the reason she has missed it. She has a new outlet, and for those of you who see the best ewago in Lagos, the best ewago. Just let me talk now. I'm the one that can hype you. We are the one that have eaten it. The best ewago in Lagos, the best of father in Lagos, and in view, the best bolly in Lagos is coming to Avalon Kitchen. She has a restaurant where she does all these things and she does delivery for you too. So just hit me in the comment section or just send me a DM and I'm going to give you a contact and how to get it. So that's what she's been doing so far, and that's why she has been away on Just a Chat. But we're glad to have you back.
I'm so happy.
But you don't look like the stress you're going through. You see Ketra. Can you see Tush Ketra? See fresh. Ketra, people say that food business makes somebody look so, but you see how you are glowing.
I know that I'm not looking like this.
Thank you, my God. Okay, whatever. Well, you're welcome. And on my right hand here, I have a special guest that we've been trying to bring on set again for a very long time, but I'm excited because he has finally agreed to come back here. He's been here once, and today again, we said, please, we need you here on this topic because we believe that you can do justice to the topic. And I have no other one, but, before I introduce him, he's one of the crew, or should I say crew, behind the camera, behind the scene of Just a Chat. Please join me as I welcome Pastor Nixon Onimisi Oniwon.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, sir. It's been a pleasure to have you, to bring someone like you on set here today again. And we don't take this for granted. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas too.
Thank you. Same to you. Thank you.
So it's the Christmas season, and so maybe we should just start with that. Christmas. Everybody's like, Christmas, I want to buy, I shall do, I shall carry I want to do Christmas here. If I miss it, I never do Christmas here. I need to buy Christmas shoe. Why Christmas? Was it as in 25th, as in what, as it's a special day, you understand? Why must it be that 25th that Christmas is even celebrated? Why can't it be January or October or August? Why 25th? Why is the Christmas celebration?
There are many dimensions to this story, but one thing that we've come to resolve to is making people to understand, because some people still believe that Christmas Day is not the original Christmas Day.
Okay.
Some say said that Christmas was should be within around February. Some said around March. Really? But one thing I do ask every time people talk is this: it's okay any day you choose, but the reality on ground is, was Christ born
Yes, Christ was born.
If you can't give me a date, any date that has been given, let me celebrate.
Celebrate it.
And so that I don't want to minor on the major and major on the minor. When it's time to celebrate, let me celebrate well and don't give me theories.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think we talked about some weeks ago. We talked about the pressure of the celebration. And okay, people are like, oh, we have to do this in the home from a family settings. That okay, this is the standard. Oh, for every Christmas we kill goat, we kill cow, we do this and that, and the pressure is so much. And we know for sure that it is you, the men, as in the men of theirs, that bears the bulk of this pressure. So. Maybe we should start from there, as in maybe how can our men, how can they manage this situation with their wives so that it will now turn to, but is it not on top of Christmas? I want to buy Christmas clothes for the children, and the man is saying, I can't afford it. So let's start. How do you want us to manage as the men?
Well, I think it's a very simple thing. Christmas is all about Christ.
Yeah.
Christ being celebrated. It's not all about food. It's not
all
about Christmas hair.
And when children are seeing other children, you have to look good now.
See, you shouldn't just look good a day because it's Christmas. You should look good always.
Every day, absolutely.
And you don't need to put pressure on yourself looking good because you want to look good. It doesn't come with pressure.
Okay.
It comes with appreciating what God has given you.
Give it to you.
Make the best of whatever you have. If in your home you cannot. I was listening to someone who said that at some point in time he had to tell the family that nobody must eat 2 eggs in this home, and started bringing health issues that it's dangerous to your. But they didn't understand that the man didn't have enough resources. But today the man can kill 10 cows without feeling it. You must understand that you are progressing. You are not yet where you're going. So as Christmas comes, celebrate it and move on. Don't be in competition. Don't put yourself under pressure. Don't be in competition. Don't say, my neighbor is celebrating with chicken, I must overcome him by celebrating with goat. You understand? You are not in competition. The real essence of Christmas is Christ is born. Rejoice, celebrate, dance. If you don't have Christmas light the candle. We all know that for a while now. The government has been giving us light.
Yes, so there's no light.
So whatever you will do it with joy.
Don't
allow the situation to determine your happiness, but rather celebrate Christ being born.
Well, that's what you've heard from her pastor. Now celebrate Christ any day, anytime. Christmas should even be, it's not about maybe Christmas, that's when you eat good food or you, and one thing I want us to talk about too, as I want us to really emphasize, is a time to give. To share things with people, with your loved ones, no matter what, how small it is, just lend a helping hand to somebody in need. If there are clothes that you've not worn for weeks, for months, for years, and it's still in your closet, please declutter. This is the time to declutter. You understand? Give things out, things you think, oh, you don't need. As in, give it out to somebody. What you think is not useful for you might be the best gift you could ever give someone this season. It's a time to give, not a time to receive. And for people that have really blessed you this year, it's a time to give back to them. Don't let it be, I need this. As in, your pastors, your parents, your friends, people that you know that they've been a blessing to you in any ways, give them something this season. It's very important. It's a season to give, it's a season to share. Please just take note of that. So, Mama, any word for them before we switch to the main topic?
Okay, I want to ask a question, sir. There's some people that don't have anything to give.
Okay.
They don't have anything. So sometimes I've seen people feel so bad that I wish I can give. How can they manage? And secondly, she talked about how a man is able to manage pressure. What if it's a woman that is opportune to manage the home for the season? How should she manage this family for the season? Those are my 2 questions.
All right, thank you. I appreciate the question. The first thing I would like us to know is that there is nobody that doesn't have something to give.
Absolutely.
Everybody has something to give. The ideology is at times we think what we have to give is irrelevant. If you don't have material thing, you have service. There will always be something to give. The good book, the scripture says that he that says, I have nothing to give, even the one he has will be taken from him. So in other words, we all have something to give if we look deep down. Then the second thing I want us to, that you may mention about, is that there is no particular place in the scripture or in life that dictates who must have in the home. Whoever has and is not bringing it to the table is selfish, whether male or female.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, to the main thing, what I want us to talk about today is, and that's why I say thank God, because we have a man in the house. It's about family setting, and there are so many issues in the family, and issues not the finish for marriage. Issues comes and goes, yes. But the one I really want us to talk about this morning is about silent battles couples go through. So either male or female, or female, the man or the woman. A lot of couples complain of silent battles, issues they can't talk about, issues they rather prefer to keep, to bottle rather than saying it out. I really want us to talk about that, as a man, so that we can just have a balanced discussion on this. Battles in the home, silent battles in the home, how to manage it. And I think this is going to be a series, because I know there are lots of battles in the mind of couples, whether the male, the female, things they feel like, oh, who will understand what I'm going through? Nobody will understand me. They will blame me. They will condemn me. They will judge me, and they'll feel like, oh, I would rather keep it to myself. I will keep it to myself. So I want us to talk about it. Silent battles in the home. What are the things that causes it? Why do people prefer to keep things to themselves in the home?
Okay, I think this is a very deep and wild topic, because with my experience in counseling for over 15 years, one of the things I've discovered is that couples could come in, they are having a fight, and when you ask them what is going on, they can't give you details. Everybody begins to say, he started it, she started it. And before you know what's going on, it's like, as a pastor, you just go around, but you couldn't just hit the issue, the real issue. But with time, I got to understand by virtue of study that there are some silent issues that causes fight in the home. And this revolve about 4 major. There are about 10 of them, but there are 4 major that causes issue in the home. The first is money. The first is money. Now, the man or the breadwinner, I don't want to say the man, because the breadwinner can be male or female, struggles to bring something to the table. The bread eater finishes it without looking at somebody, the person who was struggling to do it. And if the breadwinner refuses to bring something back again, there will be war. It will be like, last week you gave me 100,000, today you are giving me 5,000 for what? And the breadwinner gave the 100,000 expecting that, okay, there will be food, there will be certain things that should be handled. So after putting it down, the bread eater uses it to buy Brazilian hair, or uses it to buy pen as a necklace, golden chain, and he or she expects the breadwinner to win another bread that they can share. So indirectly, the breadwinner will not want to confront, because he will feel like, if I confront right away, it will look as if, is it because you are putting it down? So so quietly he begins to withdraw. So before he or she could drop his ATM or her ATM for the bread eater to consume before. But it will be like, the last time I went, honey, I tried the pen, it didn't work. So, maybe it's network.
It's like you are teaching the breadwinner strategy. So why must it be? Why? Sorry for cutting you. I'm going to continue.
Okay.
Why must it be that it is your action that will speak more. Why can't you discuss it? Why can't such breadwinner discuss? I say, honey, it's like you need to really restructure. Why it's no, it's
my
no,
God, there are psychologists to these things. The people who are rich, they hardly talk. The people who are consuming, they talk, they shout, they give you emotional blackmail. Is it because you are rich? Is it because you are dropping? There is God, though. All those kind of things. You understand? And before you know what's going on, he will continue in the same line. Drop it, we consume. Drop it, we consume. So most of the time, that's why it becomes a silent battle. The breadwinner decides to manage his resources by himself or herself. And it becomes a war in the home, a cold war. Because the bread eater will not hold back until he finds out that there is money entering that account. Why can't we eat it? But if we are talking about issues, real issues, you understand? This, they will never talk about it. Nobody will want to confront another. But there will be cold battle. I say the war will be going on. So it becomes like you are monitoring my finance. Is it because you see people picking issues, but nobody wants to hit the real issue? That I'm laboring to put this down. And your accountability is not matching up my expectation. This is one out of the, if I will talk about four. I know.
Before we go to the next one,
yes.
I want us to really eat because that money matter is one of the major, is a real war. Because, you know, we have to talk about, you know, balancing it now. Because the other partner that you try to say, okay, let me use my psychology to, once that other one, the bread eater now feel like, oh, this person is not being responsible, is not trustworthy again, so he doesn't trust me with his or her finance, or he's hiding things from me. Won't such person feel rejected, feel, oh, you know, and he or she will be like, oh, at least if I had my own, would be keeping things.
Or having options.
So
yeah, it will come to that. That's why we call it war, cold war. It will come to that because, see, if you don't have, you always get angry. It's norm. It's a normal psychology. Have you ever gone by the roadside and somebody's begging for money, and because you didn't give the person will insult you?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
In life, there are some psychologies that once you understand it will help you to run. You understand? So it is normal. And that is why there will be that cold war. Because if you have a friend that usually drops the money always, you understand? The day that friend holds back, you begin to feel that it's like he's receiving or she's receiving counsel from outsiders. So before you know what's going on, this will generate a cold war. You won't be able to come out, because if you come out, you look like you are greedy. You are not, you understand? So you won't be able to come out to really say what is paining you. So the next thing you will do is that my husband is not responsible, my wife is not responsible. You begin to use big names.
No, such we use this scripture that any man that does not provide
for his worse than an infidel. You understand? So that's why it's called a cold war.
Okay.
A silent war.
Okay.
Because the real issue, you are not ready to hit it.
Which is the management issue.
Aside from management issues, you are not bringing anything to the table.
And you want to be the parasite.
And you want to control what is brought to the table.
So it could either be the man or
it could be anybody. It could be anybody, any of the party.
I want to ask a question. This war, it happens more when the man, like she said, when the man withdraws to keep his ATM or whatever, the war is not much. When it's on the woman's side, the war becomes more. Why?
No, sorry, I'm trying to get the question.
Okay. If it's the man that is providing,
yes,
and probably the woman is spending and spending.
Okay.
And the man notices it and said, because of what this woman is doing, I'm silent, I want to take another strategy, that's to keep my ATM, or change my code or something. The war is not always much, because the woman is always silent.
Okay.
But if the woman decides to take the same route,
if the woman is one providing,
the woman is one providing,
and
she wants to react,
the
same way that man is reacting, the war becomes more.
Okay, let me say this. It depends on the temperament of the party. It doesn't really matter if it's a male or female. There are some men that will push their wife to go and meet another man to collect money.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's really about the persons involved. We shouldn't generalize it to female or male. It could be anybody, but it really, there are some people, they will not talk. They will just withdraw to their shell because you are not bringing to the table. So if you greet them, they say, you know, there is a way they will greet, you will greet, they will respond. It will look like, so they will give you this emotional blackmail to the point that you are the one that will say, "Man, be no back."
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
So there is a way they use body language to intimidate you and make sure that you get the message.
Yes.
That what you are not putting to the table is the reason why I'm responding, and that's why it's a silent war.
Okay, so let's move on to the next war.
Yeah, the next one has to do with sex in marriage. As a matter of fact, you know, when we talk about sex, it is not just about the sex, because we like it or not, sex can be divided into two, although it's still sex. Sex as a game and making love. Now, when you marry a spouse who has a kind of high tendency to be sexually active, and you are sexually not active, as in you are low, before you know what's going on, if you are not satisfying each other, there will be war. But this war will not be mentioned.
Silent war.
It's a silent war. Before you know what's going on, after the union, you just discover that one will go going. And you ask, "How are you?" Say, "I'm fine." Now, they can't talk about it. We've seen a kind of relationship that because the other party feel not satisfied, feels that there is no need for the sex in the home because it's not satisfied. So it's really a cold. We are talking about issues, right?
Yeah.
This brings cold war. There are some men, sorry to say, there are some men that they are not romantic. And when we talk about sex, it doesn't start in the night that it starts. It starts from the morning. So some women or some spouse, it is just the right, as in when they just enter, they do what they want to do and they come out and they believe that that is all. But not knowing that there has been a damage. It's possible for two people to want to have a union and one will be feeling hot because he or she is not satisfied, and he can't talk about it, because if he tries to talk about it, the husband or the other spouse will ask, "Have you been seeing another person?"
That you are comparing.
You understand? So what do you mean you are not satisfied? Is it not the same way we've been doing it? When did you when did you know that there is something better? You understand? So instead of the woman or the man to come out and talk about it and say, I'm not okay, he tries to pretend about it, but there is a cold war. So every time the other party calls honey, it will look like a hard work they are going for. So he or she tries to withdraw. And while that one tries to withdraw, the other spouse starts getting angry. You understand? Using emotional blackmail, doing all sorts of things to get the attention back. So when we look at it, this also causes a lot of war that will transcend to other areas of the home. Like the children can come and say "mommy," and the mommy will snap at them. What has mommy done again? Not knowing that it's a transfer of aggression. So that is the second issue that happens in the home.
Before you leave that second issue, I think I want us to talk about now. You know, as a pastor, I know that a lot of times that we maybe during counseling or during teaching about family or marriage issue, most pastors try to avoid this topic of sex. You know, as if it's a sin or it's a taboo or it's a no-go area or it's something that, you know, like a hair. So whereas it is something that is eating up lots of homes like this, you think, oh, because I'm sorry for saying, because I think we want to just make it, let's talk about it as the way it is now.
Bring it on.
Even ministers, pastors that are going through this same challenge, and they believe that, oh, it shouldn't be something that it should be discussed about. And there are a lot of them that are going through this challenge. People believe that, oh, should pastor be craving for sex? Should they be romantic? You understand what I'm saying? So it's a silent issues among people in the Christendom. Let me say the Christendom, because they believe that, oh, it's not something we should really talk about. Why should? Because I know in your course of counseling you would have counseled lots of marriages.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
I don't know the disposition people have towards. Do people really open up on where if they are really having sexual issue, or why do they try to bottle it up or to mask it? You understand? You know, they might be complaining about a lot of things, but they are not really going deep and saying, oh, this is where the issue is. Is it a taboo to talk about it, or is it something they just is it something you just leave to the couple that go and sort yourself out? We don't want to be interfering to that. So why is it like that?
Well, let me be very honest with you.
That's what we want, sir.
To be honest.
Even Jesus avoided that topic. You understand? Even Jesus avoided that topic.
Okay.
There are some topics that when a preacher start talking about on the pulpit, he will lose the real gospel. He will not focus on the real gospel. It's going to be a distraction to your real message. And do you want to hear the people's ear are tingled to hear anything sex, relationship matters? You see how it excites people.
Because it's a real issue, it's a real war in the home, and the church shies away from it.
No, not the church shying away from it.
Okay.
Church is, as a matter of fact, church is a family unit.
Okay.
But there are core topics that when you begin to dwell on, ideologies differs.
Okay.
Now, what runs in home A? There are some homes that, if before they have fun or sex together, they will beat themselves. Then they will now go and settle in the room. There are some. So what runs in different homes varies. But one thing is very important: a pastor that wants to tread the line of teaching sexual relationship on the pulpit must be well assured that God has sent him on that line. If not, he should get ready for counseling that could be tempting.
Okay.
Oh, for the tempting to the pastor, right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
That is when women will start coming. My husband is not perfect. My husband is not this. If you are not careful, see, you must have. If you are a pastor that wants to work in some parts, what you preach about is what people will bring to you that come and talk about secretly.
Hey, Bob.
Sorry, I want to ask a question.
Good.
Sir, since you said the pastor can be tempted, fine.
Yeah.
Why don't pastors also see it as a topic that, okay, if we want to discuss this, can I bring my wife in? Can I have the both couples together, not doing this alone? Because this is something that is, I've realized there was a time we had a counseling with somebody that's about 35 years in marriage, and I realized the same thing they're complaining about, same thing that this generation is complaining about. So it's not a new thing.
Yeah.
So why are we avoiding this topic?
No, it's not that
Can't
we
we
are
have a
avoiding it.
strategy to handle it?
There are. We've, as a matter of fact, we've raised a marriage counseling team
Department.
that this is what they handle.
Okay.
You understand? In our church, we deal with it, but not in the public.
Okay.
We deal with it when we discover that someone is having such issue. What we do is we refer them.
Okay.
But bringing it to the public to talk about sexual, I was on YouTube one day and I saw a preacher even preaching about sexual postures. And I was like, see, there are some topics that even Jesus avoided teaching in the public. You understand?
Oh, okay, I think this one, I know this one on its own is a topic, but we just want you to just scratch it on the surface for now. Let's go to the, so another silent battles that couple goes through. You said there are 4.
Yeah, the third one, which is very common, very common, it is what I call inferiority, complex issue. Complex issue.
So how is that a silent battle?
It's a silent battle because the other party, there are some people that they are not secured when they discover that their spouse is giving attention to someone else more than them. Their complex comes up. They begin to query. They begin to ask questions. Now, when someone has a complex issue, he push it on the nearest person that he can bounce on to express himself. In other words, if I have, let's assume that we are friends and I have complex issue, I cannot make other friends, but at least I have you as friend. Anytime I see you making friend with someone else, I begin to feel inferior. I begin to feel, okay, you are leaving me, right? I begin to feel, oh, okay, the things you used to tell me before, you are no longer telling me. And you guess what? We pastors, we suffer from this most. Because when people come to us to tell us their life experience, some of the things they tell us, they can't even tell their spouse. And majorly their spouse will be like, if your pastor can hear about it, and we slept in the same room, you took this matter to your pastor, how about me? But in real sense, when we begin to talk about complex issue, it cuts across a lot of things like trust, like betrayal. If I've spoken to you before and I saw the way you handled it, I am not confident again to even talk to you much about such related issues anymore. So, but the complex there is that because you are not talking to me, I feel kind of intimidated, or then I shrink back into my shell. Then instead of me to talk to you that, come, I'm jealous. This relationship, I'm jealous. Can't we talk about it? I begin to react and respond. Okay, you understand all those kind of emotional. So it's a complex issue that has eaten up a lot of homes. Some has to do with maybe the wife is working and there is a boss in the office, and anytime the boss calls, the wife picks. But when no matter what the husband is doing, the wife quickly picks, yes sir, yes ma'am, and the husband will be like, you don't even say yes sir to me. Your boss, you understand? So it's a complex issue. And when you have complex issue, if your spouse has a very good opportunity, you begin to feel, don't go. If you go now, you meet with women there. If you go now, you meet with men there.
Should we call that insecurity, or
it's also insecurity, but it's majorly complex. You've not been able to build yourself. You are still feeling like intimidated by other people around your friend or your spouse.
So you believe that it's only through your spouse
that you can get it, or something.
Not really, but you just believe that anybody coming too close wants to take your spouse from you.
Okay, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
There was a time you were talking to us and you said something like, there are some people that are very free.
Yeah.
Could either be their ex,
okay,
maybe their former friend, or
okay,
something. I remember
okay,
that topic you were saying. There was a day when you were talking to us. So I want to ask that, why do spouses feel uncomfortable when they see that their other partner is free with some other person? I've seen people say, when I'm talking to you, you don't laugh. When you pick your friend's call, you'll be laughing.
Yeah.
Why? But when we are together in the room, you just go silent. I've seen couples have that issues at home a lot. So could that be their sister or their ex or their brother or something? So that silence battle, how do they handle it? Because it's one of the things I realized that it makes some couples uncomfortable.
Let me put it this way. When we talk about complex, it could be superiority complex or inferiority complex. Now, either of these complex is not good for the home when it's on the extreme. Now, for that kind of person that feels that it is when you are talking to third party that you come alive, but when I'm with you. But the question he should have asked himself is, why is it so? Why is everybody not comfortable around me? You attract what you make people do around you. You are the cause, majorly, except you don't want to be responsible for that. But in real sense, if you want people to be lying around you, you are the cause. There is a way we encourage things unknowingly. You understand? Concerning what you just made mention of, I will advise the spouse, when you take note of these things, that your husband has complex issue or your wife has complex issue, if you are not careful, it has broken a lot of homes. If you are not careful, it can affect you. You need to manage it. You need to even know when to laugh, when not to laugh.
As the partner.
True. As a partner,
Yes.
when you're on call with somebody, right? Or when
Yes.
you're with your spouse.
Yes, and many people that has complex issue, especially inferiority complex, has to do with most people that has this temperament of melancholy. Two people can be laughing now and they'll feel like, oh, they are mocking me. You understand? So once you understand them, you must put them in your agenda, plan them with your life, know how to laugh when they are around. You understand?
True.
Because people don't change. People don't change. When they have that complex, they don't change until they are transformed.
But sir, on this question that she mentioned, I
Yeah.
think, there are a lot of underlying issues that comes in before some things. Before you say your partner is comfortable talking with someone else than you, did it start that way? Has that been the way it has been? You were saying something that the other time that it's always important to take note of why is that person acting that way. Why is your husband or your wife choosing someone better to confide in? Why is he or she choosing his or her ex? You understand? Why is he choosing a friend? Why is he choosing their sister? You understand? I'm not of the opinion that, oh, fine. I always believe that, okay, your partner should be your best, your buddy, that you talk to, that's what I believe in. But, there are some exceptional situations that things, maybe in situations where there are communication issues, there's communication breakage between them, and they are not really finding themselves as friends to
Anymore,
confide
yes.
in.
They
You
don't
understand?
play.
They don't play together,
Yeah.
It's to a little play like this, just turn it to something. So such a spouse who could rather want to stay in is like, if we play too much now, maybe the
that will
time
lead to Cold War, yeah.
the time I'm in the mood to play, she might not be in the mood to play. You not be control. My Jackie, sorry, don't let me say. If I say this now, you understand? You won't even.
It is to start.
And it builds up.
It builds up and creates
Yeah,
gap.
I think that will lead us. I think those are the three things you made. Those are the three words. Or is there any other word?
Yeah, I said I will talk about 4.
Okay, quickly, because of our time, so we
Yeah.
can talk about how to really come out of this, because that is the most important thing.
The final one is influence,
Okay.
external influence.
Okay.
Yeah, when influence comes, somebody comes to visit you, saw your wife greeting you, and say, your wife stands up to greet you. That's not culturally right. That's not biblically right. That they begin to whine you. You understand? Influence. What influence has done in most homes? Naturally, there are some things that spouse will not see. It is the third party that will draw their attention to it. And influence can cut across even religious doctrine. It can cut across friends. It can come across. There was a day my wife and a pastor were going somewhere, and we're listening to a tape. I will not keep her name because she's a blessing. That's Reverend Funke Adejumo.
Okay.
And she was talking about you take your spouse for vacation in Dubai, and we were listening to it. We were enjoying it. And when I got home was when I knew that we've listened to the wrong message. My wife was asking, when am I going on vacation? I said, what are you vacating for? Didn't we listen to the points? Those points are valid. We need the vacation. I said, we are not vacating anywhere. We remain here until God does she has worked. The person talking about vacation, she has worked. She has a lot of things. We are just starting. We can't vacate the work. So these are influence. There are some things that we try to introduce into our home because we see it working in another home. And when we bring it to our home, it scatters what we've built for long. And that's the fourth point.
But on that one, vacation doesn't have to be something extravagant, extravagant or whatever.
Absolutely.
If you can't afford going to Dubai, at least
I
didn't talk about you. I'm the one that brought it now.
But why did you mention vacation? You just use vacation as a point.
That's what I'm waiting so that we can just talk about You know, just talk about it. You know, vacation, and so that it does not cause cold silence. Every woman wants to be pampered. Every woman wants to be treated right. So we see things, okay, we see expensive things outside. Okay, fine, the husband cannot afford it. Okay, how about just something at least in your home?
Sorry, you said the husband cannot afford it. Also put it, the wife cannot afford it.
Whichever way. Whichever as the person that is in position, that is the breadwinner.
Okay, both of them cannot afford it.
So at least no matter how, because of what you mentioned, that your wife asked for vacation, so that one is sensing something. She's not silent about it, because if she were to be silent, she wouldn't even talk about it, but she will be nursing it. So I'm speaking for her now.
Which is not a word now.
It's not a word. She said she requested for it. So she needs a vacation. How are you sure that she recovered?
She said to go silent on you.
So she went silent. She said, so if she's not reacting on that,
what did you do? What was the response?
He didn't take her to vacation.
This is it.
You are the one that brought the question.
See, we will always have vacation. We preach what we do.
Okay.
That we must not be on pressure.
Okay.
We can't be influenced because someone is spending. The problem is not about the money.
Okay.
The problem is
the timing.
The timing. There are a lot of work to be done here. You don't vacate work. You vacate when you have finished certain amount of work. That is my ideology, though.
So I want to say something. Because of what she said.
Yeah.
There is no vacation. What is the option?
Oh, there are a lot of options.
Prayer mountain. Anyway, before we talk about the way out of the silence, I'm throwing this challenge to you.
Okay.
Your wife needs a vacation.
True. As a matter of fact, we are going on vacation soon.
Your wife, thank God you just celebrated your anniversary. She needs a vacation. It doesn't have to be somewhere expensive.
No. As a matter of fact, that was to be Dubai.
It was.
It was
to be Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but when we talk about vacation, honestly, it's necessary after a whole lot of work.
Work can be.
Yeah. But the timing then, if I decide to leave everything to go on vacation, God will judge me.
You don't say he's going to judge you.
God will, I know.
Let's leave that now so we can just wrap up the whole issue. But me, I've thrown the challenge to you.
Okay.
She needs a vacation. It doesn't have to be somewhere, even if it's just a day. A day.
Yes,
a day.
We've been vacating now. That's not a big deal.
You don't. We are saying it on air and everybody's hearing it. She needs a vacation, at least a day.
Okay, she can go.
Who is she? We. I want to hear we.
Okay.
We can go.
Okay, we can go with time. Yeah.
All right. So now, quickly now, because our time is really, really fast spent. So how can couple now come out of that silent issues based on, you know, yours might not be part of the things he has mentioned, but things that makes you want to withdraw and gradually is causing like breach, separation between you and your spouse? How can they really come out of that silent issue?
Well, there are two major keys that should be used. The first is communication.
Yeah.
If you don't talk about it, you will only assume about it. And when you are giving room for assumption, you will always help to judge ahead. If you take time to talk about it. Now, when I say talk about it, you must also understand that talking about it has to do with timing.
Type of communication.
Yeah. If you are talking about it at the wrong time, you will get wrong answer because maybe she's still angry or he's still angry, and you are bringing up some question. He will take it to be irrelevant question or a waste of time. As a matter of fact, most of the time you will not get answers. So communicate about it. Open up. Talk. Or for example, if it's finance, tell your spouse, I'm sorry, we can't be spending like this. We can't be spending like this. And if he or she chooses not to listen, keep telling him or her until at least you see little changes. Now, the other thing is this, it depends, because all these things we talk about has different dynamisms, but it really depends on the one you are facing. But communicate. Either which way communicate. If you should continue spending like this, you must bring something to the table. You understand?
Okay.
Now, what you don't communicate about, you can't conclude about. Then the second thing, prayer. We can never overemphasize the power of prayer. That means talk to yourselves about it, then talk to God about it. So it's still about communication. Talk to God about it, talk to yourselves about it. If you need to see a godly counselor, because I've seen counselors that scattered homes. You understand? If you need to see a godly counselor, try and see, talk about it. Talk about it. Real life issues are to be talked about. And that will be my counsel. Now, what you don't talk about, you keep on burning on the inside. And before you know what's going on, you take drastic decisions. You make some decisions that will destroy everything.
Wow. Thank you very much. And I think to buttress that communication, I think it's talking about the timing of communication. Then the type, as in how you communicate, also matters. You know, if you are maybe concerning the finance, don't you know you don't have out the money to spend. You know we have to learn how to cut our expenses. This is all the time you know the type you communicate. You know, then the sex concerning maybe the sex. You are just like a log of wood. See the way you are just lying that you know all those things. You know, it's still communication, but how you communicate it, it really matters. So communicate in a way that your partner will really appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming online. Thank you for always being there.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone that watch us. Thank you. Please, like I always say, please do drop your comment. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe. Hit that subscription button now. You know the bite. Hit it. Hit the notification button so that whenever a video come online, you can be the first one to get it. Till we come your way again next week, next year, I don't know, but it's just a chat with Bunmi Alabi. I want to thank you all. Thank you, Auntie Bosse. Thank you, Pastor Nixon, for coming. We appreciate you. God bless you. Till we come away again next time, it's Bunmi Alabi saying, have an amazing celebration. Bye.